Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're diving into an explainer that's really a masterclass on how strategic design directly translates into measurable business growth. We're going to be using the extensive portfolio and case studies from industry leader Sparkout Tech as our main source today to unpack exactly how elite design teams operate, and more importantly, the hard financial impact they deliver. So grab a coffee and let's get into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our mental roadmap for today's explainer. First up, why UI/UX drives growth. Then we'll cover the Sparkout design methodology, the tools powering modern interfaces, transforming industries through design, the FarmSynth success story, and finally, project timeline and costs. We are covering both the design theory and the hard ROI, so stick around.
All right, Section 1, why UI/UX drives growth.
In the digital landscape, bad design is basically the ultimate villain of user retention. It causes friction, frustration, and ultimately churn. So to the startup founders and product managers tuning into this explainer right now, I want to ask you something directly. Why does your business require premium UI/UX design services? Like, are you experiencing the friction of outdated systems right now? Is your platform actually helping your users achieve their goals, or is it kind of getting in their way? Honestly, the answer to this question is the difference between a product that scales and one that completely stagnates.
And this brilliantly illustrates a distinction that trips up a lot of people, the difference between UX and UI. Relying strictly on Sparkout's definitions to anchor us here, UX, or user experience, is all about that immersive interaction. It's the user flow, the architecture, how someone fundamentally interacts with the product. UI, or user interface, deals with the visual screens, the buttons, the interactive components. Think of UX as the structural foundation and floor plan of a house, right? While the UI is the interior design, the paint, the fixtures. They absolutely have to work perfectly together.
When you hit the nail on the head and get that combination right, the business benefits are massive. Prioritizing user needs builds real customer allegiance because an easy-to-use interface just instantly elevates your brand image. It gives you a sharp competitive edge, and more importantly, quality UI/UX boosts trust, which directly leads to higher conversion rates. Oh, and here's a fantastic operational benefit. It actually leads to faster app development. By defining user needs and removing friction early in the design phase, your engineering team can move with absolute speed and precision. Talk about a serious competitive advantage.
Moving on to Section 2, the Sparkout design methodology. Let's pull back the curtain a bit.
To really understand this proven methodology, you've got to look at the team behind it. Sparkout brings over 9 years of excellence to the table. That is a deep, deep well of industry experience that immediately establishes their authority. They aren't just guessing here. They're iterating on nearly a decade of data and design evolution.
During that time, they've delivered over 240 projects. This massive volume of output just totally anchors their reliability. Whether it's a mobile app, a super complex web dashboard, or a complete digital transformation, they've been in the trenches and delivered functional, beautiful products time and time again.
But here's the metric that should really make you sit up and take notice. 99% recurring business. In the agency and software development world, that is a staggering retention metric. And it's explicitly connected to the over 200,000 satisfied customers they've served. When a business partners with Sparkout, they stay with Sparkout, simply because the design translates directly to results.
They achieve this through 4 main design pillars. First, UX design, which covers the crucial user research, wireframing, and prototyping. Second is UI design, focusing on the visuals, the motion, and building comprehensive design systems. Third is the UX audit, utilizing heuristic evaluation and usability testing. And finally, app modernization. Listen, if you have an upcoming launch for a legacy product, bringing them in for a UX audit or a modernization effort, basically redesigning outdated systems for cross-platform compatibility, might literally be the thing that saves your entire launch.
Section 3, tools powering modern interfaces. Let's talk tech stack. Now, what's really interesting about this tech stack is how these progressive tools extract an interface's full potential. They use Figma as their foundational collaborative interface design platform, but they push way beyond standard 2D with Blender for open-source 3D creation and Framer for highly complex interactive prototyping. For truly immersive experiences, they even utilize the Unity engine. They implement these advanced tech tools because it allows them to take a UI's full potential and present it flawlessly.
All right, Section 4, transforming industries through design.
It's one thing to design a pretty app, right? It's a whole other beast to scale this across highly complex, diverse industries.
SparkOut adapts their UI/UX solutions to meet some really rigorous industry requirements. In fintech, they focus on robust security and secure access for seamless financial transactions. In healthcare, they build large-scale apps where user clarity can quite literally be a matter of life and death. They tackle everything from transparent digital transformations for government entities to blockchain integration and supply chain logistics, all the way to intuitive ordering platforms for dynamic food and beverage delivery startups. The design adapts, but the standard of excellence remains constant.
Which brings us to Section 5, the PharmaSense success story. Let's look at some undeniable proof of ROI.
To set the stage here, the global agricultural supply chain is a wildly broken $5.6 trillion market. PharmSense partnered with SparkOut to engineer a disruptive Web3 ecosystem to fix this. Just listen to this impactful quote from Yog Shrusti, the founder of PharmSense. SparkOut thoroughly understood the highly complex economics of our industry. The platform they delivered didn't just work, it dismantled the intermediaries and gave power back to our farmers.
So the crucial point is the massive financial result of that expertly designed platform. By engineering an ecosystem that connects buyers directly to farmers, the UI/UX permanently eliminated the intermediaries. The result? A 300% profit margin lift for the users. I mean, wow. That is the incredible financial impact of eliminating a 90% middleman margin, made possible entirely by an interface that users actually trusted and understood.
And the adoption rate absolutely reflects that trust. Over 200,000 verified farmers have been onboarded. This astonishing metric proves that intuitive, expert design isn't just about aesthetics. It drives massive user engagement and systemic industry change. Let's be real. If the platform was confusing or poorly designed, those farmers would never have adopted it.
Finally, Section 6, project timelines and costs. Let's get into the practicalities.
Let's move on and see how this builds out practically, addressing the exact operational questions you probably have right now. For a solution of medium complexity, here is the standard timeline to create a minimum viable product. It all kicks off with Step 1, a discovery call with UI/UX consultants to truly understand your business. Step 2 integrates your brand name, logo, and theme colors. Step 3 is the heavy lifting, the actual UI/UX design phase. And Step 4 is the manufacturing and launch of that minimum viable product. From start to finish, this whole process typically takes about 2 to 4 months. Sure, highly complex applications can scale to 6 months or more, but a standard MVP fits beautifully right into that 2 to 4 month window.
And here is a totally vital piece of information regarding the deliverables. Once the design service is complete, you, the client, retain 100% ownership of all source files and assets. You are not locked into some hostage situation with your own designs. It's all yours.
Which brings us to the end of our analysis today, and I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. Take a critical look at the screens your customers are using every single day. Is your current digital interface actually driving growth, or is it time for a full UX transformation? The data we've looked at today is crystal clear. Premium design isn't an expense, it is an investment with massive ROI. I highly encourage you to audit your own systems and see where you can apply the principles we've covered today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.